ये मेरा मेडिटेशन का मैं क्या कर रही हूँ लोग मैंने देखी नहीं मुझे भी नहीं याद हाँ नहीं ये मेरे दोस्त का सेकंड दोस्त है मैंने सेकंड दोस्त का भी लिया मुझे याद ही नहीं पहला याद है मैंने स्कूल में लिया था मुझे सेकंड नहीं याद ये सेकंड दोस्त है ना हाँ 2 दोस्त है मेरे को याद ही नहीं मेरा सेकंड का कहाँ कब लिया सात वाजता नहीं कशाला गेली तसं सगळे वेगवेगळे मुझे याद ही नहीं पहला डोज याद है सेकंड डोज याद नहीं कभी नहीं अरे मुझे पता है मैं जब तक वैक्सीन करने के बाद उसके मुझे डर कुछ नहीं लगता मुझे पता है हमारा पता है आणि काढताना बाहेर काढण्याचं लागते बाहेर पडण्याचं आता आम्ही नाही क्लास में कॉम्पिटिशन ये अब बच्चों से दूसरे को पेपर में हम आते थे साथ में तो नहीं से नहीं सीधे जाना है सीधे से जो भी से रास्ता है पे बन गई सर गई हम देख आना रास्ता बोला अभी इंडिया हाउस डांस कॉम्पिटिशन किया लास्ट में चलना वो इंडिया हाउस नहीं होता था अभी इंडिया हाउस तो मुझे लगता है सेकंड का भी कर सकते हैं अगर ग्रुप में हुआ तो मैंने कॉल ये सिर्फ मैं चाहती हूँ जो अच्छा बात है लेकिन वो कभी आज नहीं आ रहा हम लोग सब जा रहे हैं बहुत ये कहना है Thank you. किसी को सिलेक्ट
The syllabus? Yes. You didn't write it on a sheet of paper. Can I try this? Yes. Yeah. Thank you. MOV Act 3. Scene 1.
Scene 1.
Actually, scene 1, has it been done with you?
Yes. Yes.
Already done with you? In school or UP?
School.
No, I'm talking about UP.
Last year we did it, but not this year.
Act 3, scene 1.
Till scene 3 we did it last year.
Start going through what is given. Anyone who doesn't have the MOV? Everyone has?
No, I don't have that.
Why?
No, I don't have that.
Why? You forgot. And who else? You did not bring MOV. Why? I don't think you can do MOV without having the textbook in front of you. It's very important. Go through the first and second page, I'll explain it. Underline anything you don't follow. The word meanings that are given, write them. Whose book is this? Soham? So this scene is opening with Salarino and Salino conversing with each other. As I have told you earlier also, Shakespeare is using these two people always to have a conversation with each other so that the reader may be informed of certain events. They do not contribute as such to the progression of the plot of the play, as much as they solve the purpose of giving information to the audience. कि ये हुआ है, ये event आगे हुआ है. To tell, almost like we have a narrator, we have Salarino and Salino who talk to each other, and through their conversation, the audience, the reader, gets to know कि अच्छा ऐसा हुआ है. Right, this much. So the conversation that Salarino and Salino are having is that Antonio's ships have been wrecked. The moment the audience hears this, the audience now is anticipating that, oh my God, Antonio is not going to be able to pay to Shylock. समझा? लिखो. Finish writing this much? Go through the next page of the play from your textbook. Then I will explain it. If possible, write the meanings or at least underline that phrase जिसका meaning नीचे दिया हुआ है textbook में. So इतना समझ में आया? Salarino and Salino are discussing with each other. What are they discussing? Antonio's ship. So from that, the audience is getting an idea that
how will Antonio pay?
That Antonio will not be able to pay because his ships are wrecked. Okay. Now Shylock comes in. Shylock, as we already know in the previous scene, his daughter, what is her name?
Jessica.
She has eloped with
Lorenzo.
Jessica by religion is a
Jew.
and Lorenzo is
Christian.
Now anyway, if your daughter runs away, you hate that boy with whom your daughter has run away. But this is a Jew's daughter who has run away with a Christian. Yeah? So now Shylock is going to hate Christians, and Antonio is a Christian. So the audience is understanding that Shylock is not going to. We saw that Antonio cannot pay the money. Okay. Now we are seeing that Shylock is going to have no mercy on Antonio. Why? Because his daughter has run away with a Christian. So he is hating the Christians. In fact, Shylock in his speech criticizes Jessica, of course criticizes Lorenzo, but also says that I will not leave Antonio, because in the previous scenes he had said that what is the use of a pound of flesh to me? If it is a pound of flesh of a cow, at least I can sell it as beef. If it is a pound of flesh of pig, at least I can sell it as pork. But the pound of flesh of human, neither can I consume it, nor can I sell in the market. What is the use of a pound of flesh of human body? Now he says that the pound of flesh may not be of any use to me, but I will still have it because it will solve the purpose of my revenge. There is a strong Shylock dialogue in this scene which is about revenge. ये सब मैंने जो बोला समझ में आया? देखो.
Now even Shylock hates Antonio because Lorenzo is Antonio's friend.
Also. Then have you gone through your textbook? Act 3, Scene 1. Did you ask him if he has a volume to give you?
Yesterday I asked him.
Today you didn't ask. Yesterday, what did you say?
That today, but actually I also have the old one, so I asked him for the new one. He said that he will give it later.
Later.
He does not have that copy.
Okay.
It's not published.
Take out your volume, children. Page number 53. Write today's date. Today is 26th. Have you read today? The girl on the first bench. Have you read today? No. Start reading, beta. Act 3, Scene 1.
This act spoken with a Selenio and Selenio again functioning as a chorus, informing the audience of the development of events against which the action of the scene will take place. The suggestion made earlier, the Antonio's mercantile ventures at sea might sound is now made specific. One of the Antonio ships lies wrecked on a narrow sea where the
Carcasses. Carcasses is skeletons. So here it will mean the shipwrecks, the broken pieces of the ship.
Carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. The news of the danger to Antonio also prepared us for the entrance of Shylock, the embodiment of that danger. I now discovered Jessica's elopement.
Elopement means running away with your boyfriend. Running away from home is elopement.
The moneylender enters, and both we and Ferrino know perfectly that what news concerns Shylock. Selenio's sardonic greeting, with its pretense of wanting to know the news, is calculated to infuriate.
Infuriate means make angry, enrage.
Shylock, for even though he had not seen Shylock since the elopement of his daughter, we know that his anger has been fueled by the fact that Lorenzo, and by implication the whole Christian community, has dealt him a blow. One should be fully aware that Shylock is ever conscious of his Jewishness in a Christian community. Then at the mention of Antonio, Shylock says ominously, let him look to his bond. Without question, the bond is married. No longer, but Selenio has not comprehended this yet. His half-serious question, though will not take his flesh, what's that good for? Is answered savagely. If it will feel nothing else, it will feel my revenge, Shylock declares.
So this is where he is letting the audience know that the pound of flesh will serve as revenge of a Jew on a Christian. Through the medium of Antonio, Shylock wants to get back at the Christian community. So somewhere it becomes a nail-biting, chilling, wanting to know experience for the audience कि oh my God अब क्या होगा? You know, oh shit, ये तो गड़बड़ हो गया. So the audience is kept entertained.
The malicious tricks of Selenio and Selenio produce one of the Shylock's most dramatic speeches in the play. It is written in prose, but it is a good example of the superb intensity to which Shakespeare can raise merely prose. Shylock's series of accusing rhetorical questions from the central portion of the speech from has not a Jew eye to if you poison us, do we not die? Completely silences Shylock's tormentors.
So what he does in his speech is he is posing questions to the audience. ऑडियंस में, उस टाइम के ऑडियंस में क्रिश्चियंस एंड जूस खुद बैठे हुए हैं, खुद पीपल ऑफ वेनिस बैठे हुए हैं, खुद फॉरेनर्स हु लिव इन वेनिस बैठे हुए हैं. So this situation is very close to their heart. They are they are not seeing a play which was based something on 500 years old, 600 years old, like it is for us. It is about them. So questions are being raised by Shylock to the audience. Through Shylock, Shakespeare is raising questions to the audience, wherein Shylock says, "Okay, because I am a Jew, am I a less human being? Don't I have," what are the two questions he has raised? If had not a Jew eyes, I also have eyes, I also have heart, I also feel pain and pleasure like you do. Then if you poison us, do we not die? अगर तुम्हारे साथ गलत होता है, क्योंकि तब सिर्फ Jews and Christians ही थे, ठीक है? There were no Hindus and Muslims in Europe. People didn't travel so much. So if you poison a Christian dies. If you poison a Jew, doesn't a Jew die? क्या मुझे वो सेम दर्द नहीं होता है? So in doing this, Shakespeare shows for the first time and the only time in the play that Salarino and Salino do not react. They are quiet. Shakespeare has silenced them purposely so that the audience feels stunned. Okay, oh, something of very heavy weight is being said. Shakespeare wants the audience to think, are the Jews any less than the Christians? Because they were considered lesser. They were considered like the Harijans, and the Christians were like the Brahmins. They were looked down upon. They were thought of lesser. So it is like a Baba Saheb Ambedkar saying कि हम तुमसे कुछ कम है क्या? That is what is happening on the stage. ठीक है? इस चीज को जरा सा लिख लो. Done, children? Continue reading, beta.
In we ourselves have to ponder it. It is one of the greatest pleas for human tolerance in the whole of dramatic literature. But it is also something more, and we must not lose sight of this dramatic importance. It is a prelude to Shylock's final decision concerning how we will deal with Antonio.
So over here, the audience is coming to know that now Shylock is definitely not going to pardon Antonio. He is going to take a pound of flesh. क्योंकि अभी वो खुन्नस में आ गया, correct?
Shylock speaks of Christian's humility with a heavy sarcasm. Humility, he says, is a much talk of Christian virtue, but a virtue which is not much in evidence. The humility of a Christian, Shylock says, ceases when a Christian is banned.
Ceases means stops.
For then the Christian takes revenge. That is the Christian solution, and that will also be Shylock's course of action. His solution to the wrongs he had suffered. The villainy you teach me, I will execute. And towards the end of the speech, he repeats like a refrain the word revenge.
So his speech has too many times the word revenge. Because now the entire bond thing has become about revenge. Because his daughter eloped with a Christian boy.
Shylock's speech on revenge is so powerful and so unanswerable that it is lost on Salerno and Salarino, who are meant to write anyway, but their silence on the stage stuns us. Shakespeare has manipulated our sympathy. Then, just when we were secure in feeling that Shylock's reasoning was just, Shakespeare shows us another facet of Shylock, one which we have seen before, his concern with possessions, and thus we must reconsider the whole matter of justice which we thought we had just solved. Shylock's friend Tubal enters, and in the exchange he follows, we realize that Shylock is becoming a miser in order to build his own personal defense against the hostile Christian mercantile world of Venice. But his defense has increased to such an extent that he no longer can contain it. It possesses him now. He cannot properly distinguish between a love of riches and his love for his daughter, Jessica. Shylock's obsession for possession has blinded him. He is angry at the Christian who corrupted her. He has even lost all love for his daughter. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ears. Would she were ears at my foot and the ducats in her coffin. Thereby we see the extent of Shylock's hatred. By the end of the scene, the audience is convinced, if it was not before, that Shylock's attack on Antonio will be absolutely relentless. If he can, he will literally take his pound of flesh.
So the audience is kind of getting a feel of what is going to further happen in the play. Go through your textbook, Act 3, Scene 1, see if there's something you don't follow. Try to underline the words that are given as meanings in the textbook itself. By now, you should be in a position to read a paragraph of the textbook and kind of get what is happening. Who is the speaker? Whom is he talking to? What is he saying? What does he want to imply? Because यही questions are there. They pick one paragraph and then this is what they ask you, right? Boys who has not read today, you have not read. Come to page number 54. Solved exercise. Start it.
Passage 1. Read the passage and answer the following questions. Scenario. Why I am sure if he pots of dough will not take his fish. What's that good for? Shylock. To beat fish with heart. If it will feel nothing else, it will feel my revenge. It had disgraced me and hindered me 500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, squandered at my nation, watered my bargains, fooled my friends, courted my enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Where are the speakers now? Who is with them? Answer. The speakers Saladin and Shylock are now in the street in Venice. Saladin is with them. Saladin and Saladin are obviously in a mood to tease and harass Shylock, who is distressed and lost of a daughter and is indebted. What prompts Saladin to ask Shylock about his intentions toward Antonio? The news that Antonio has lost his ships and has become bankrupt is really frightening. Prompts Saladin to ask Shylock what he would do in case Antonio forfeited the bonds. What does Shylock reveal? Shylock reveals his true intentions in taking revenge on Antonio. He hates Antonio, who has harmed and insulted him in many ways. How has Antonio insulted Shylock? Antonio has harmed his business interests. He has laughed at his losses. He has squandered his community. He has sided with his enemies. According to Shylock, Antonio insulted him simply because he is a Jew. Why has this speech by Shylock become famous? This speech by Shylock has become famous because it contains the factual account of how the Christians of the time were treating the Jews, and because this kind of interracial prejudice and hostility exists even today between certain communities and between certain religions. Though the antagonism between the Jews and the Christians does not exist any longer. In fact, this speech is a classic account of the precautions which the Jews had been suffering for centuries at the hands of the Christians. We have here a succinct account of the injustice which the followers of one religion have been suffering at the hands of the fanatical followers of another religion. The wording of the account and the logical reasoning behind the account are really superb, and the speech is an excellent example of rhetoric and orderly.
So you know how in the history textbook we see that certain novels and things tell us about the culture of that time and the belief system of that time. So this speech of Shylock is almost a page from the history of what was happening culturally, traditionally in the European countries 600 years ago. Therefore, this speech of Shylock is also very important, apart from how it contributes to the play, apart from how it affects the audience, for them to think that actually what Shylock is saying is not wrong. Getting it?
Now, what is the meaning of rhetoric and oratory?
So, rhetoric is when you ask a question where you don't deserve or expect an answer, but you are actually making a statement with more emphasis. If I ask you, तुमने बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाई कर ली है ना आज सुबह से? अब और कोई पढ़ाई करने की जरूरत है ही नहीं, करेक्ट? तो एक्चुअली ये क्वेश्चन है, बट एम आई एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू से नहीं, एक्चुअली तो मैं सुबह से देरी से उठी थी और फिर अभी तक टीवी देख रही थी। आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग एन आंसर, आई एम मेकिंग अ स्टेटमेंट कि तुमने सुबह से कोई भी पढ़ाई नहीं की है। सो दैट इज अ रिटोरिक। व्हिच इज द अदर वर्ड यू आर आस्किंग?
और rhetoric.
वेयर इज इट?
Ma'am, my side is rhetoric.
I want to know where rhetoric is.
Last sentence.
Last sentence. And the speech is an excellent example of rhetoric and oratory. Oratory means an eloquent speech, a speech that is delivered very well. Oration बोलते हैं ना? Anything not understood here? Girls who has not read today? Joanna, you not read? Okay. Read passage 2 then.
Passage 2. Read the passage and answer the following questions. Salarino. There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. More between your bloods than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio had any laws at sea or no? Shylock. There I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dares case show his head on the Rialto. A beggar that was used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He won't call to me as a surer. You let him look to his bond. He was born to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
Okay. Before we move on to the question answers, can you please tell me the line number of this passage number 2? Line numbers are given in your textbook, no?
It is 636. 36. Page 86.
Line number 36 to line number
Line number
48.
48.
And what about passage number 1?
1. Passage. First message.
52. Line 50 to 60. 50 to 60. So passage 2 actually occurred before passage 1. Okay. Joanna, continue with the question answer.
Yes, ma'am. First, who used this phrase flesh and blood? Was it misunderstood by anyone? Shylock used this phrase to describe his daughter Jessica. He was sorry to say that his own flesh and blood rebelled against him. He was thus referring to Jessica's elopement. It is unbearable for Shylock to note that his own daughter should run away with a Christian and show her disregard for her father. This remark was misunderstood or deliberately misinterpreted. Shylock uses the phrase flesh and blood in the usual sense that Jessica is his natural daughter. He refers to the biological relationship between father and child. But Salarino make fun of him, asking him if his physical desires are nursed even in his old age. Second, explain the comparison made by Salarino between jet and ivory, red wine and Rhenish. Salarino is quick to point out that there is hardly any similarity between Shylock and his daughter Jessica. First, if Jessica is ivory, which is white and beautiful, Shylock is jet black and unattractive. Second, Jessica is Rhenish, white wine, while Shylock is red wine. There can be no confusion between the two. Third, Shylock gives the warning. Let him look to his bond. What are his reasons? Answer. Shylock gives the warning to be conveyed to Antonio to take care of his bond. He must repay the money within the prescribed limit of time. Shylock complains that Antonio used to call him a despicable moneylender charging high interest. He also used to lend money to people without interest to show his Christian generosity. Fourth, why is Antonio not seen at the Rialto? Answer, now that Antonio is a bankrupt with many debts and loans yet to be cleared, he does not come to Rialto, the stock exchange, where merchants generally gather to do business. Fifth, in what sense is Antonio a prodigal? Is he a bankrupt? Explain Shylock's views. Give your comments. When Salarino talks about Antonio's losses, Shylock speaks impatiently. He had given a loan of 3,000 ducats against this man's security. Shylock calls Antonio bankrupt who has no money to spend. All he had has been lost.
Then Shylock charges Antonio for being a prodigal. He has wasted his money thoughtlessly. According to Shylock, Antonio had ruined himself by taking a loan for his extravagant friend. This is a culpable prodigality. We may not, however, agree with Shylock in blaming a self-sacrificing gentleman like Antonio.
Any word not understood here? Means someone you hate, but where is it? Can you show me which answer? Shadow complains that Antonio used to call him a despicable money lender, charging high interest. Someone we hate and hate for the reason over here is because he used to charge very high interest. So despicable will be almost hateable. Hateable is not a word actually. Who else does not have it?
What is the meaning of culpable?
Where is it? According to Shylock, Antonio has ruined himself by taking a loan for his extravagant friend. This is culpable prodigality. That means this is something that is a portrayal of see how good friend I am. देखो मैं कितना अच्छा आदमी हूँ ऐसा. A show of I am a very virtuous person. Who else is not read today? Please let us start. Passage 3.
Passage 3, Shylock. Now, Tubal, what news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter? Tubal, I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her. Shylock, why there, a diamond gone cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. Would she were cursed at my foot and the ducats in her coffin. No news for them. Why so? And I know not what spent in the search. Why though loss upon loss, the thief gone with so much and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge, no ill luck stilling, but what lights on my shoulders, no sight but of my breathing, no tears out of my shedding. Tubal, yes, other men have ill luck too, Antonio, as I heard in Genoa. What is Shylock's predicament as reflected in this passage? Shylock is in a sad state because of the loss of his money and his jewels.
Okay, let us just first mention the lines. Line number.
Line number 81.
What did you say?
Yes, 81.
81.
No, 82.
81 to?
From 82.
Okay, 82 to?
103.
103. Now continue with the question answers letter.
Of course, he is feeling grief also on account of disgrace which his daughter has brought on him by running away from home, stealing his money, and by running away with a Christian. In what light do you see Shylock on his occasion? Shylock here appears to be a pathetic figure. Any father would experience similar feelings of grief at the gross misconduct of his kind of the part of his daughter. Shylock's grief is natural, but he also appears here in a comic light. The manner in which he laments his loss has a touch of absurdity. In fact, he is more grieved by the loss of his ducats and his jewels than by the loss of his disgraceful daughter. He is magnifying his personal loss by giving it the dimensions of a national loss.
The curse never fell upon our national till now, he says. Why does Shylock want his daughter dead at his school and jewel in her ear? Shylock's daughter has not only brought him disgrace by running away from home, and that too with a Christian, but has also caused him a heavy financial loss by stealing his money and his jewels. He would not mind his daughter having a jewel in her ears if he can have the satisfaction of seeing his daughter dead before him. What consolation does Tubal offer to Shylock? Tubal tells Shylock that he is not the only man who has suffered bad luck. He then mentions the case of Antonio. It is a well-known fact that we feel our own losses much less when we learn that other people have also suffered loss. And our grief is further dimension. If we are told that our enemies have suffered heavy losses, are being told that Antonio has lost his ships on the sea, Shylock felt greatly consoled. But does Shylock get any satisfaction or revenge afterwards? Shylock does get some satisfaction afterwards too. Though this satisfaction proves to be short-lived, he comes very close to getting his revenge upon Antonio when the judge tells him that he is entitled to a pound of Antonio's flesh. Shylock feels jubilant at this time, and he had even begun to sharpen his knife. But then the judge tells him that the process of cutting the flesh, he must not shed any blood because no blood has been mentioned in the bond. Thus, Shylock is unable to get any real satisfaction because he cannot take his revenge on his enemy.
Anything not understood here? All clear? Who else is not read today? Yes, beta, start reading the next passage.
That is the question.
I know, it's a practice exercise.
Hubert. One of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey. Shylock. Out upon her. Thou torturest me. Hubert. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leah. When I was a bachelor, I would not have given it for the wilderness of monkeys. Hubert. But Antonio is certainly undone. Shylock. Nay, that's true. That's very true. Go, Hubert. Be me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before I will have the heart of him. If he forfeit, were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go, Hubert, and meet me at a synagogue. Go, good Hubert, at a synagogue, Hubert. Who showed Hubert the ring? What did he tell you?
No. Tell me the line numbers.
123 to 136.
Okay. Now, firstly, a synagogue is just like you have a church for the Catholics, a Gurudwara for the Sikhs, a temple for the Hindus. You have a synagogue for the Jews. Okay. So underline synagogue and write religious place of Jews. What was it? Line number 123 to
136.
136. Okay, now what is this monkey story is that Tubal informs Shylock that in one of the ports, what was the name of the port? Genoa. One of the ports, a very expensive turquoise ring has been exchanged as a barter system to buy a monkey. And Tubal is informing Shylock that हो ना हो वो वही वाली रिंग होगी जिस रिंग से तुमने अपनी वाइफ के साथ शादी करने के लिए वेडिंग रिंग जो उसको पहनाई थी क्योंकि वो भी टर्कोइज था. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि तुम्हारी बेटी ने जो तुम्हारे जूल्स चोरी की हैं, she has exchanged one of the turquoise rings to buy a monkey. So Shylock is being enraged even more. Also try to understand that this boy Lorenzo has gladly eloped with Jessica, but he has not made any financial arrangements to take care of his girlfriend and himself. He is very much depending on the jewels. जो चोरी कर लिया है उसको बेच के ये लोग होटल में रह रहे हैं, खाना खा रहे हैं, अय्याशी कर रहे हैं, which is even more enraging. But youngsters do this and Shylock is bearing the loss of it. And the whole emotionality of that ring being his engagement ring, his wife is now dead. So all that. Try to attempt this question answers in your tuition book right now. Anyway, you have to do it for homework, but try doing it now. No need to write the passage, you can mention the line numbers, but write the question and then write the answer. Space will not be sufficient.
How does it concern means how does it affect Shylock?
Yes. How does it concern Shylock? We are going to say that it is the ring that belongs to his wife, is dead, right?
And what is the second question? Why is Shylock attached to the question?
Knowing about the ring belonging to his wife, that he got married to his wife using this turquoise ring, and his wife is now dead. So not only is it precious and valuable monetarily wise, it is also very emotional object for Shylock. And Jessica, not being bothered that it is a ring that belongs to her dead mother, so it annoys Shylock. So for grammar, they have given many grammatical questions. They have not given any grammar syllabus. Many grammatical questions like this they have given. So basically, we'll have to cover all our grammar. That means nothing will be deleted.
What it will be literature.
Literature. Literature, otherwise you had the entire book, no? For 10th standard, you were supposed to have the entire book. 10 poems, 10 chapters, entire MOV.
So
Apart from what was done in 9th standard. Now they've cut it short this year.
this year we'll be having the entire movie, but in pressure group we'll have some.
No, not entire MOV.
Not entire.
3, 4, 5 only.
3,
3,
4,
4,
and 5.
Let us get more clarity. The syllabus has just come out. So we teachers will discuss it now once the schools open, no? Then we'll have more clarity. But right now it seems like 1 and 2 is deleted. Grammar I have done only 2 topics, only 1 topic with you, is it? No, two topics. Degrees of comparison also and active voice also. Tenses also we have done.
Yes.
The exercise on tenses we did?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Can you give us homework?
लास्ट टाइम ओनली हाँ तो अभी चेक नहीं हुआ ना इसलिए टिक नहीं किया हाँ बोलो
He was asking.
what all homework have I given you?
Essay, one passage, and comparison. Adjectives, degree of comparison, practice exercise, and textbook practice exercise.
So I got degree of comparison, essay, tenses, what else? Adjective what? हाँ
And then work conservation.
what else? Sixth and first is same.
Yes. You have given it.
This is the tenses. This is the only homework in tenses के दो homework.
And then you given a tenses practice exercise.
हाँ तो फिर दो हो गए ना.
मैंने शब्द का conjugation.
Answer two I just told ना. She's asking the same thing.
Why shall attach to the brick?
I just said the answer.
Emotionally attached to the thing.
Finish this, then we check the homework, children.
Who showed them into Cuban? One of the men in Genoa.
They have not mentioned it, but one of the people in the of the place.
Genoa.
Ah,
One
Jen.
of them.
And not necessarily Tubal. Acha, who showed the ring to Tubal? Tubal saw the ring.
One of the citizen of Genoa. One of the men in Genoa.
Inhabitants or resident of Genoa will be
No,
better
we
than
can write
citizen of
One
Genoa.
of the men in Genoa.
Yeah. One of the inhabitants or resident of Genoa.
It's not mentioned.
It's not important either. Because Shakespeare doesn't want to get into the details of this because what if this information is not true? It's a turquoise ring. जरूरी नहीं है it is Jessica ने ये किया हो ना, anyone can do it. एक ही turquoise ring होता है क्या? Turquoise was as common as diamond today. Today diamond is so common, na? Like that turquoise ring. Diamond was not very popular some time ago.
What is the meaning of undone?
Meaning of
Undone.
undone. To open a knot is to undo a knot.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
That means that he's surely gonna take revenge on him. Shiloh. Surely gonna take revenge on Antonio.
But Antonio is certainly undone. His ships are certainly wrecked. He's getting information now, so this is also one of the information.
So undone means
Leah is Shylock's wife.
wife. Yes.
Does it mean that the officer has left Antonio? He is not in the custody of the officer anymore? Because Shylock says, nay, that's true, that's very true. Go to Bill for me and officer. We speak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go to Bill and meet at the synagogue. Go to Bill at a synagogue. So Antonio is undone, meaning he's not in the custody of the officers. But why should Antonio be in the custody of the officers?
It is in the later part, right?
But in the later part, suddenly Shylock starts talking to the officer and tells him that just because Antonio told you that he wants to talk to me, so you have brought him out of the jail and brought him into the market to talk to me. The scene opens like this. So here is Tubal saying that Antonio is undone, meaning Antonio is not in the custody of the officers. But why should he be in the custody of?
It's not even mentioned.
No.
Because he doesn't.
But is the time over?
Also, Shiloh does not know that.
Has the time elapsed that he should be?
Now on page number 85, in on line 118, Tubal speaks that Antonio's creditors are now behind him because we have gone bankrupt, so he's not able to pay them. So maybe they would have told the officers and he would have gone under the custody like that.
Antonio is not able to pay them. He had not taken so much debt in the market. He had taken only from Shylock, na?
But in line 118, it is kind of.
Maybe he is not able to give money to any more people who want to borrow money from Antonio. But Antonio has not taken so much loan from anyone.
Now, the last line that you read from the Shylock passage, where Shylock talks to Tubal about the officer, he's talking to Tubal that you go and talk to the officer. I want the officer to arrest Antonio. So that is the later part. It's not like
He is already under arrest.
no, it's not like that.
Yeah.
How come? But then it's not mentioned here. It's given that go Tubal, see me an officer.
Yeah.
So he's going to arrest Antonio.
On what grounds? Has the time passed? Because the next scene is about the cascade. It does not continue from here. Shall we continue with our homework? Come to page number 55. He is trying at the top of his voice, past perfect. If you know the answer, raise your hand. We'll go turn by turn. Probably you'll end up giving only one answer. Because 11 sentences in. And we are exactly 11 students. So if you're confident, raise your hand, you will give only one answer.
He had cried at the top of his voice.
He had cried at the top of his voice. Great deeds were never done by small men. Simple present tense. Yes.
Great deeds are never done by small men.
Are never done is simple present tense. No, beta, wrong answer.
Great deeds done by.
If you know the answer, please raise your hand. Don't answer out of turn.
The great deeds are not done by small men.
Done. Is it simple present tense or simple past tense?
Great deeds are not did by small men.
Did is also past tense. It's not present tense.
Small men do great deeds.
Never do great deeds.
Small men never do great deeds.
Yes. Do is the present tense of done.
Never.
So when you want to make it into simple present tense, what we are looking for is the verb do. So small men never do great deeds. Ready for next? I will never have betrayed my country. Future. Simple future tense. Yes.
I shall never betray my country.
I shall never betray my country.
Now I will.
Shall is better. No, I've said I and God should take shall. John broke his leg. Present perfect tense. Yes.
John has broken his leg.
John has broken his leg. I know it is not the right thing to do. Simple past tense. Yes.
I knew that was not the right thing to do.
Why are you converting it into that? Maintain that. Why are you changing that? What should your answer be?
And I knew it was not the right thing.
Absolutely. I knew it was not the right thing to do. No other changes unnecessarily should be made. We buy vegetables from the market, present perfect tense. Those who have already given one right answer, please do not raise your hand. Yes.
We have bought vegetables from market.
We have bought vegetables from the market. Any doubts up to here? Remember this too to pass in the simple future. You have answered, na?
Now it was.
Wrong. Acha, bolo.
Remember, this too shall pass.
Remember this too shall pass. Second answer. You have answered once, na? Second answer. No one? You have also answered once, na? No? Okay, bolo then.
When we gently press the petals of these flowers, the glands will burst.
Beautiful. Absolutely right. Third. You have answered? Bolo.
He wants to create a
Wants is absolutely correct. Simple present tense. Fourth, now you have definitely answered.
You have to kindle in them a desire to excel.
Present perfect. Have to kindle.
Have kindled.
Have kindled. You have kindled in them a desire to excel. Fifth, yes,
As a player, Saina has improved.
consistently over a period of time. Has improved. Perfect. So tenses we have finished. Essay writing, what was the topic? The third one. Question number?
Question number 4.
You feel sad and disgusted as you find so many children working in shops, hotels, and factories, etc. In spite of the government's best efforts to give them education, evaluate the pathetic situation of child labor with a few examples from daily life. This is an example of reflective essay. Who thinks he has written a good essay and would like to come out and read their answer for us? Come. Come on, Britta. Please start.
Child labor. Child labor is a very serious problem in India. Child labor is the employment of children in an industry or business, especially when it is illegal and considered exploitative. It deprives the children of the right to go to school and get proper education. We will need to accentuate the problems of child labor. So many children are working in shops, hotels, factories, and farms, in spite of government's best effort to give them education. One day, a school teacher was elaborating her encounter with child labor victims during a college summer camp. The college had organized a Helping Hand program focusing on helping the healthcare of poor elderly citizens. They provided free healthcare checkups for them. When one hour and her comrades were venturing across the busy streets of Mumbai, they came across a huge group of children out working under the scorching heat of sun. They used to come when the signal would turn red and the cars would take a halt. They cleaned the dirty windows of cars, sold a variety of products, mainly cheap and decreased toys and some flowers. My mom and her comrades had a chat with the children and later decided to continue the summer camp, shifting the focus on helping the poor child labor victims. Later, they rented 3 minibuses and started teaching the children. The first day of teaching was successful, but from the second day, very less to no one was coming. On asking them the reason, they replied, "We get education, but our stomach is empty. We work to earn income and fulfill our hunger." On hearing that, from next day, they started providing frequent small snack breaks to the children. From the next day, there was a huge participation of children for education. The whole summer camp was a success, and the poor children were helped by both the government and my mom's college. Child labor can result in extreme bodily and mental harm. In worst case scenarios, even death. It can lead to slavery or economic exploitation. It cuts children off It cuts children off from schooling and healthcare restricting their fundamental rights and threatening the future. A child's childhood is for learning. Don't use the childhood for earning. Together, let's pledge a road. Child labor is a terrible crime that we won't support.
Very good. Nice. You could have included a quotation or something when you have something like this. Did you say that said by Rabindranath Tagore or as stated by some? So then it doesn't serve the purpose of quotation. Okay, who will come out from there to read out essay? Black, yellow, anyone?
She wrote.
She wrote. You did not write.
I was absent.
So it gives you the legal right not to do homework. इतना मतलब बहुत confidently कि मैं तो absent थी. So I am automatically exempted. हाँ? कि like no. मुझे थोड़ी करना है मैं तो absent थी like proud. And here was written red and blue and black and escape. Who has written? You have written. You? No. You?
One page.
One page. I want to know how many words you have written.
I don't know the words.
Count. You also wrote. We'll take question 4 for homework. Degrees of comparison. $56. It smells best with ghee. Yes?
It smells better with tea.
No. That is not the same in meaning, no? You have changed the meaning of the sentence. That is wrong. It smells better with ghee. What is the answer?
Ghee smells more than any other.
It smells, not ghee smells. Wrong answer. It does not smell better with anything else rather than ghee. Yes.
Nothing other smells good with it other than ghee.
Yes, acceptable. It doesn't smell as good as with anything else other than ghee. Both these are acceptable. Some condiments are spicier than garlic. Yes?
Garlic is not as spicy as other condiments.
Some other condiments. Garlic is not as spicy as some other condiments.
No, can be that not all condiments are spicier than garlic.
Not all condiments are
Or spicier than garlic.
spicier than garlic. So you are converting a comparative into again a comparative then. What are you converting into? Already comparative है ना? उसको यहाँ तो superlative यहाँ तो positive करो ना?
Superlative, how can you?
How?
Not all condiments are as spicy.
Garlic is spicy
As spicy as garlic.
Yes, correct. You can't convert it into superlative
Garlic is there.
because they have not said that it is the best. So how are you going to say that it is the spiciest? So you can't convert
And
it.
also garlic is given as a second.
Yeah,
So
so you can't.
you can't.
So in the second one, superlative is not possible.
Ma'am,
Digit, yes,
343 words.
343,
Words.
voice.
Ma'am, words.
Okay, see.
343 words, okay fine. Digital cameras are easier to use.
Digital cameras are the easiest to
Easier को the easiest नहीं कर सकते, you are changing the meaning.
are easiest.
नहीं, easiest superlative is not possible here. हाँ बोलो.
It is easy to use digital camera.
एक भी डिग्री नहीं है.
Ma'am, easy.
As easy as आना चाहिए.
Very few cameras are as.
No other cameras are as easy as digital cameras to use.
No other camera के बदले में because they have not said easiest. If they say easiest, then you will say no other camera. But they are saying digital cameras are easier to use. So other cameras are not as easy as digital. Phones are the most popular means of memory application. Yes.
No mean of memory application is more popular than phones.
Okay, acceptable. Yes.
No other means of memory application is as popular as phones.
Also acceptable.
My written codes are more popular than any other means of application.
Acceptable. One of the greatest gifts a teacher can give a student is the curiosity to learn. You have to only read what you have written. You are thinking, that means you have not done homework.
No,
Have you done?
No, I done all other homeworks, but I did not do.
Okay.
I was also.
Who all have not done this degrees of comparison? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 11 have not done. Majority have not done. Why? Okay, Tata, bye. Remind me next time we check this homework, okay? Finish the homework now. Note it down. Yeah?
इंग्लिश का फिर मैं वापस दे दूँ क्या सीखा मुझे
Ma'am,